Welcome. You are in the Padder Engagement Hub here in Bangkok. And in the next few minutes, you are going to see a fabulous range of colours and a great story about what we call the tapestry of tourism. So let me introduce the mastermind of this and the man who's pulled it together. None other than Luc Citronnet, very good friend of Padder, who's going to talk from north to south about these fabrics and how we will use them at many Padder events going forward. Luc, which country is this from?
So this one is from Japan. You find it's a modern fabric, but it's inspired by traditional pattern present in them, which is the typical Japanese flower symbol. And the colors are typical pattern from Japan. Then we're moving into China, of course. China is in fact the source of inspiration of most textiles, and going up along the Silk Road, just up to South Asia, and we'll talk about it later.
Let me stop you there, Luc, on the Silk Road. This is something we're very happy to be involved with. A really original thought from Pansy Ho and friends in Macau to have an entire two-day conference with the theme of the Maritime Silk Road, which has helped us think through this idea of the tapestry of tourism. So what we're essentially saying is, are you a little tired of just seeing national flags? And let's be honest, national flags were designed for people to go into battle following. Tapestry was to give harmony, to bring people together, to have empathy, to have appreciation. So we think it's time to look a little more at tapestry and follow national flags into conflict a little less. End of political speech.
One word. These motifs, you will find it all across all of these textiles, despite that they're coming from different nationalities, ethnic, but you find this common element which has been invented through textiles, flower, and all these motifs. In fact, in Asia, you've got a lot of these flower and sea and natural motifs, which are an element that you will find in each of it. So we move
in the Philippines, because it's 8,000 islands surrounded by aquamarine sea, this is what we would expect to be their inspiration.
And in fact, this is a butterfly, a motif of a butterfly. And here, when we move into, well, the Malay world, in fact, Philippines, Brunei, Malaysia, Malaya, if we want, and Indonesia have a lot in common. Muslim culture, so motifs of floral and nature is very important, and anything related to nature. Flowers, the sea with the blue, you see also this motif here. And of course, when we move into this one, Indonesia and Singapore.
Let's go around the back here.
Yes.
Luc. So we've deliberately designed these to show from north to south, and now we're going from Indonesia
to the south. In fact, this is also the Silk Road. We started with Japan, China. Japan is a little bit apart, but it has been very much inspired by China, and we move slowly into India. And India, in between the Chinese world and the Indian world, is Southeast Asia. And this is where you see this wide range of textiles showing all the colors and designs and inspired by both cultures.
But let me ask you a very basic question. This, I believe, is
Singapore,
symbolic of Singapore. This is much, much plainer. Where is this from?
This one is from Myanmar. So first of all, it's a longi, this kind of sarong that men wear. Of course, it has to be plain colors and very dark, because this is first for men. But also, this pattern is quite modern, quite contemporary, and it's also probably due to the lack of resources for this market. So they are producing again more shiny, more colorful textiles, but this is because this country opens up again, and probably there will be more creation, more creativity behind.
And then we finish with a Mekong Delta flourish, Thailand, I believe.
Thailand, a very, very typical motif, and you know the work of silk. Thailand is probably one of the best producers in terms of quality and color. These very shiny and delicate colors are very Thai. And also supported by royal initiatives. So the royalty has been very much involved into the revival of silk here. Laos is very similar, of course, because they've got Isan in Thailand, which is close to Laos, and the pattern are the same, a little bit darker and plainer in Laos. And we finish with Cambodia, and this is a very symbolic pattern and clothes. This is what we call a krama, which is a scarf in cotton, and which serves for any purposes in Cambodia. And today, young designers like that one, they create new colors and pattern to enhance the product and make it more elegant and more to collect.
Would you not agree? Luke deserves applause for his passion and commitment to bring this collection together. I'm hugely impressed, Luke.
Thank you very much,
All of us
Martin.
at Pata are most grateful for you taking this initiative, which of course was triggered by IBJ's good work to develop the Pata Loves ASEAN and ASEAN Loves Pata. And we'll make sure we get a clip and a comment from Ivy before we sign off. But Luke, it wouldn't be Pata, at least not Next Gen Pata, without a little bit of fun. So I decided I am going to nominate you to wear the Indian version, and I will sweep that in. And if you'd like to speak in your best Bollywood fashion about this fabric, tell us about this. Go to the camera.
Yes.
Be inspired.
I'm not very good at dancing Bollywood style. I could do Thai, in fact, because I live in Thailand, so I could do that for you. But just to talk about this textile. This textile is a very warm cotton with embroideries, and that's very much what northern India will produce, in fact, in countries where they've got Himalaya, the mountains, so where it's a little bit cooler. But it's a beautiful, beautiful textile, very colorful, and representing extremely well India and probably all of Asia.
Luke, thanks for joining in.
Thank you very much, Martin.
But you know, with all things, as I said early on in the video, there's an underlying message. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Yes.
The underlying message is, what do you prefer in the 21st century? A globalized community? A community that appreciates and has empathy for each other's culture? Or do you want to only follow national flags? I, of course, am a great fan of sport and the Olympics and all the good things when we see national flags. I am not suggesting that is something we should ditch. But I do think for those of us in travel and tourism who want to prove that we are a force for good, this tapestry of tourism is worth waving and amplifying in the media. So what we really want is your feedback, how to enhance this collection further. Thanks for your time today.
Hi everyone, my name is Ivy Chi, the Regional Director for East Asia region. So you have heard from Martin and Luke the interesting story about the ASEAN fabric. The initiative of promoting ASEAN country started when we first introduced the Pata Love ASEAN campaign back in January this year at the ASEAN Tourism Ministry meeting. It was very well received by the tourism ministers and the tourism boards. So we'll continue the initiative to promote ASEAN countries. Did you know that ASEAN has 600 million population with a combined GDP of $3 trillion US? And ASEAN has a lot to offer. ASEAN member states have a lot of sustainable niche tourism products that carry caring and community touch. And it's part of responsibility to promote destinations, preserve culture and heritage, and connecting the dots. So touch the fabric, feel the warmth. See you around.
Get ready for 10 countries. One amazing travel experience. ASEAN, feel the warmth. Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. Where will your journey begin? Discover diverse cultures and heritage. Live life on the wild side. Travel through taste. Rejuvenate body and soul. Connect with the locals. Pata Loves ASEAN, brought to you by Pacific Asia Travel Association.